I'm a mess right now, inside out, searching for a sweet surrender, but this is not the end. I can't work it, all over written on the signs when you're on my road, walking me home. See the flames inside my eyes, it burns so bright I want.
G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another Throwback Thursday edition of a GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And in today's lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play I'm a Mess by Ed Sheeran. Now in this video, I'm going to teach you two ways of playing this song. The first method is going to be with a capo and easy chord shapes. The second method is the studio version and how Ed Sheeran plays it live. However, you'll have to detune your guitar, so it's a bit of a hassle, but it's the way that he plays it live. So you can choose either to play, one with a capo and easy chords, or the studio version that is detuned without a capo. Just before we start, I want to quickly tell you about the guitar picks that I use from a custom guitar pick company called Grover Allman. Now I've been using their picks for over 5 years now, and they can basically create any custom design pick that you want. They've made picks of famous artists like Five Sauce, Parkway Drive, Rihanna, Richie Sambora, and Alice Cooper, just to name a few. And I'll just quickly show you my designs. Here's the first design that I use, and it's an etched pick design. You'll notice that the design is actually etched into the pick. And this is the second design that I use, and it's a true grit pick, so it's got small grooves on it for a non-slip surface so that I never drop my pick when I'm playing. The guys over at Grover Allman have an awesome deal for the GuitarZero2Hero viewers out there. If you hit the link in the description below or click the annotation card here and enter GuitarZero2Hero at the checkout, then you'll receive a 10% discount off your order, and they ship worldwide, so be sure to check that out. Cool, so let's start with the easy version. Now for the basics of this easy version, you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and the capo on the 3rd fret of your guitar. You'll need to know 5 chord shapes. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. There's also hard copies available at Amazon.com. There's a link in the description, so be sure to check that out if you want a physical hard copy. So the 5 chord shapes that you'll need to know for this easy version are A minor, C, F, G, and D minor. Before we get into the chords of the song, I want to start with the strumming pattern, because this strumming pattern is going to be used basically throughout the whole song. There's a couple of exceptions, but this main strumming pattern will be used for the majority of it. Now the strumming pattern is going to be all down strums. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. However, what's going to make this strumming pattern more special are the accents that we're going to play. Now for every bar, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, there's going to be 3 accents, and this is for the typical strumming pattern. The accent's going to be on the 1 beat, the end beat after the 2, and the 4 beat. Now what I mean by accented is that you should really focus on playing that strum harder so it's more noticeable or accented. So if we're playing an A minor chord, for example, instead of playing all the down strums at 1 volume, we're going to accent the 1 beat, the end beat after the 2, and the 4 beat. Now all the other strums should just be lighter. You should just play the bass notes of those other strums. So the accented strumming pattern will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in succession. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And for the majority of the verse, that strumming pattern is going to be palm muted as well. So to palm mute, you're going to take the fleshy bit of your palm and lightly rest that right on the edge of the bridge here. Now to accent these palm muted chords, it's going to be exactly the same. You're just going to play them harder. So for example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now the verse has 2 lines of chords. Now up here in the annotation, you'll see some of the chords that have brackets around them. That basically means that within one set of brackets, there's going to be 2 bars, or 2 counts of 4 basically. There's also going to be a little number above each chord that's going to indicate how many strumming patterns you're going to play that chord for. The only exception here is going to be from the C to the D minor, and that strumming pattern is going to differ a tiny bit, but I'll get to that in a second. So for the first line, it's A minor, and then G, and then C and F. But the C and F are played for one strumming pattern each. When we get to the C to the D minor, we're going to have this accented strumming pattern here. So for the first bar, it's going to be exactly the same. We're going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the start of the next bar is going to be quite similar. And for the last 3 strums, this is where we go to the D minor. The last 3 strums are going to be that chord change. The first 2 of those 3 will be accented, and the last one will just be normal. And 4 and. So the C to the D minor will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The D minor is only played for 3 strums. Then for the second line of our verse, we have A minor for 2 strumming patterns, G for 2 strumming patterns, C for 1, F for 1 strumming pattern, and then back to G for 2 strumming patterns. So altogether our verse will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and that's it for the verse. Now we get to our pre-chorus, and it's just 2 lines of chords. Our first line is just F, and then C and G. F for 2 strumming patterns, C for 1 and G for 1. And we're going to apply the exact same palm muted strumming pattern that we had for the verse. We're going to play that first line twice, and for the second line of chords, it's simply an F. Now when we start playing this second line, we're no longer palm muting our chord. We're going to play it for 1 strumming pattern, and then we're going to strum it 5 times, building up in volume. So that F chord in total will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And the whole pre-chorus. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 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 1, 2, and 3. For our chorus, we have 3 lines of chords. And again, similar to the verse, if you see some chords in between brackets, that means that there's 2 bars for that chord or for that set of chords. And again, chords that have little numbers above them will indicate the amount of times you need to play that generic strumming pattern. For this chorus though, we're not going to be palm muting. So the generic strumming pattern is the same, it's still accented, but not palm muted. For the first line, we have A minor for 2 strumming patterns, G for 2 strumming patterns, F for 2 strumming patterns, and then we go C, and then to the D minor. Now the strumming pattern for the C to the D minor will be similar to what we had in that verse. So the D minor will be basically attached to the last 3 down strums of these 2 bars. Then for the second line of chords, we just have A minor, G, F, and C for 2 strumming patterns each. And finally for the third line, we just have D minor and then F. Now those 2 chords have no strumming pattern, they're just strummed once and are held out for 1 bar. So altogether, the chorus will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 Now we get to the bridge of the song, and the bridge of the song changes up its strumming pattern a tiny bit. Now there's two lines for this bridge chord progression. The first line is A minor, C, and then G. And the second line is F, C, G, and A minor. Now be sure to just refer to the annotation up here for the timing. The accents will be on the 1 beat, the end beat after the 2, the 4 beat, the end beat after the 1, the 3 beat, and the 4 beat. And that applies for both lines. Now also refer to where you're going to change chords as well. The first 3 chords of this first line will occur all on accents. So it'll go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for the second line of chords, again, those 4 chords will all change on the accents. So it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the 2 lines together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now for the start of this bridge, we're going to be actually palm muting that strumming pattern. So it would sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then when it gets bigger, we obviously let go of the palm muting and strum it normally. And finally we get to the outro. And in the outro, you're just playing the bass notes of these chords, basically. You will just need to pluck the heaviest string in that chord. And you'll be plucking the bass note on those accent points as well. So it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you just end on that last A minor. And that's it for the easy capo version. Now, if those accents are really hard to grasp, then you don't need to implement them. You can just strum it all down like that. But the point at which you change chords still needs to be the same. The timing still needs to be the same, but you can just down strum all of them at the same volume if that accenting business is too hard for you. Alright, so now I'm going to teach you how to play the studio version of this song, and this is how Ed Sheeran plays it live as well. Now, everything I've taught you in that easier version, strumming patterns and accents, will be exactly the same. The only difference here will be the different chord shapes that you'll be playing. Now, for our tuning, we'll need to tune all of our strings down 1 semitone. There's one exception though. The G string will stay exactly where it is. So let's tune all of our other strings down 1/2 step. Alright, so this is how your guitar should sound now. E flat, A flat, C sharp or D flat. G is where it is, B flat and then E flat. Starting with the verse, and we have 2 lines of chords here. For our C sharp minor, we're basically just going to play a C sharp power chord here. So index finger on that 4th fret, and then the ring finger on the 6th fret of the 4th string. Now you're not going to be playing this top string. So if you're playing a power chord on the 5th string like this, then you just use your middle finger and lightly rest it on top of the 6th string. And that way it won't ring out, and then you can strum all the strings and you won't get that unwanted 6th string. So that's the first chord. Then we have a B chord, and it's going to be the exact same shape, just 2 frets down. And then we have an E chord. To play this, we're basically playing an E minor shape. But because of the way this guitar is tuned, it's technically an E major shape. So we're playing an E like this, and you can strum all the strings for this chord. And then we have A. Now for this A, you're just going to lift your index finger from that E position and strum from the 5th string onwards. You can mute that 6th string by just taking your thumb and reaching over just to touch that 6th string. And that's our A. And our F sharp minor is going to be a power chord like this. So index finger on the 2nd fret of the 6th string, and your ring and pinky will go on the 4th fret of the 5th and 4th strings. And you'll leave all the other strings open, like that. Now the strumming pattern is going to be exactly the same as the easy version that I taught you. So the strumming pattern is accented, and the accents are on the 1 beat, the end beat after the 2, and the 4 beat. We have one exception, and that's from the E to the F sharp minor. And the F sharp minor is just going to be the last 3 strums of that 2-bar section. We have everything palm muted for the verse as well. The second line of chords is just a C sharp minor, the B, the E, A, and then the B for 2 strumming patterns. And we're using that generic strumming pattern for all of the chords here. So the second line for the verse will just sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now we get to the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus has 2 lines of chords. Our first line is going to be the A shape, 2 strumming patterns, the E shape for 1, and then the B for 1. You've got to repeat that line twice, and the second line of chords is just the A by itself. So the pre-chorus will sound like this. Then we get to our chorus, which has 3 lines of chords. The first line is C sharp minor, then we go to B, then go A, then we go to the E and F sharp minor. Now for the E to the F sharp minor, that F sharp minor is just going to be the last 3 strums, again, of that 2-bar section. The second line is C sharp minor, B, A, and then E. And then the third line is just F sharp minor, and then we're going to take this shape and move it up to the 5th fret and 7th fret. Now strumming wise, we're using generic patterns here, but we're not palm muting anymore. And for the last line, the F sharp minor and the A, we're just strumming that once. So the chorus will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in that pause section, you just knock your guitar 3 times with just your knuckle. Like that. Now we get to the bridge, and the bridge has 2 lines of chords that are just repeated over and over. For the first line, we have C sharp minor, then we go and take this shape up to the 7th and 9th fret. And again, we're not hitting the top 6th string here, so you take your middle finger and lightly rest it so that it's muted. That's the second chord, and then we have B. Now I explained the strumming pattern in the easy version, so you can go back and reference that if you like. But basically the chord changes are going to happen on the accents. And for the second line, we go to A, then E, and then B, and then back up to the C sharp minor. And again, those chord changes are all occurring on accents. And altogether, that bridge loop will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... That chord progression is palm muted for the first few times around, and then it gets into the full strummed pattern and then back into the palm muted pattern. And for the outro, similar to the easy version, we're just going to be plucking the bass notes for each of those chords on those accents still. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 you just end on that C sharp minor at the end. So now I'm going to be playing the 2 versions of the song in their entirety. The first one with the easy capo and the second one with the detuned guitar. I'm going to have a vocal track on top for some context, so practice, play along, and see how you go.
Oh, I'm a mess right now, inside out, searching for a sweet surrender, but this is not the end. I can't work it out, how going through hoping for a sweet surrender, but this is not the end. I can't work it out. How? Going through the motions, going through us. And oh, I've known it for the longest time, and all my hopes, all my words are all overwritten on the signs when you're on my road, walking me home. See the flames inside my eyes. It burns so bright, I wanna feel your love. No, easy baby, maybe I'm alive. Before tonight, I wanna fall in love. Put your faith in my stomach. I messed up this time, late last night, drinking to suppress devotion with fingers intertwined. I can't shake this feeling now. We're going through the motions, hoping you'd stop. And though I've only caused you pain this time, with all my words will always be low. Although all the lies we spoke when you're in my road, walking me home. See the flames inside my eyes. It burns so bright, I wanna feel your love. Easy baby, maybe I'm alive. Before tonight, I wanna fall in love. Put your faith in my stomach. For how long, my love, my lover? For how long I love my lover now? For how long, my love, my lover now? For how long I love my lover now? For how long I love my
Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Remember, if you want to take advantage of the special offer and get your own custom designed guitar picks, then just hit the link in the description below, enter GuitarZero2Hero at checkout, and you'll get your discount. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave your thoughts, comments and questions below, and your requests for Throwback Thursday, and I'll see you next time on GuitarZero2Hero. Cheers.